Magandang araw mga bata! Naritong muli si MaamCee para sa panibagong kaalaman na naman ngayong araw. Sa videong ito ay tatalakayin natin ang aralin sa Math 4, Quarter 4, Week 1, Finding the Area of Irregular Figures. Here is the learning objectives. In this lesson, you are expected to identify the squares and rectangles out of irregular figures. Find the area of irregular figures. Before we proceed to our discussion, let's have some review. Irregular figures. These are polygons which have sides and angles of any length and size. Usually, these polygons consist of 5 or more sides and angles. Here are examples. Regular figures. These are polygons where all angles and sides measures the same. They give also an specific number of sides and angles. Area, the number of square units in a plane figure. So for example, meron tayong rectangle. So ang hinahanap natin dito ay area, which is ito yung nasa loob ng rectangle. So let's say magdodraw tayo ng square units dito sa rectangle. So here it is. Now, ilan ang area ng figure? So simply lang, we are just going to count the number of square units in the figure. So it has 12 square units. Or kung hindi naman, so let's say malaki ang figure na gagamitin, simply lang, we can count the number of square units at the top and in the side. So sa length at sa kanyang width. So let's say dito sa taas meron tayong 4 squares and dito sa side ay meron tayong 3. So para mahanap natin or mabilang natin ang area, we are just going to multiply. So let's say area is equal to length times width. So we have 3 times 4. Ang ating area ay 12. So ano ang magiging unit niya? So 12 squared centimeter. Kasi base siya sa square. Now, pwede din siyang isulat as 12 centimeters squared. Yung 2 na nakalagay dyan sa itaas, nagsisimbolize siya ng squared units. So let's try this figure. So the illustration is an irregular figure. So it is made up of squares and rectangles. So how can we find its area? So we can find its area using the following two ways. So let's start with the solution number 1. So ano ang gagawin? So, ang una natin gagawin ay magdodraw muna tayo ng imaginary line dito. Then, since nakapag-draw na tayo ng imaginary line, nahati ang figure sa 2 rectangles. So, let us label the first rectangle as rectangle A at yung pangalawa ay rectangle B. So, here it is. So, para mahanap natin ang area ng figure, so hahanapin muna natin ang area ng rectangle A at ng rectangle B since hinati natin ito sa dalawa. Now, unahin natin ang rectangle A. So, area is equal to length times width. So, 6 times 3. Area A is equal to 6 times 3 is 18 centimeters squared or squared centimeter. Then, let's proceed to rectangle B. So, ang kanyang length ay 3 at ang kanyang width ay 6. Now, bakit hindi natin ginamit yung 9 na measurement sa ilalim? Hindi natin to ginamit since natanggal natin yung ibang portion ng 9. So, nakasama na ito sa rectangle A. So, ito ang kukunin natin na 6. Let's multiply. So, the area of rectangle B is 3 times 6 is 18 centimeter squared. Now, nakuha na natin ang area ng rectangle A at ng rectangle B. So, kukunin na natin or hahanapin na natin ang total area or kabuuang area ng figure. So, paano? Simple lang, we are just going to add the area of rectangle A at ng area ng rectangle B. So, here it is. Total area is equal to area A plus area B. So, 18 cm squared plus 18 cm squared. The total area of the irregular figure is 36 cm squared or 36 squared centimeter. Napakadali at napakasimple lamang, di ba? So, let's try to solve or find the area using the solution number 2. So, same thing din. Ang first natin gagawin ay gagawa tayo ng imaginary line. So, this time, pahiga naman yung gagawin nating imaginary line. And ang nasa itaas ang gagawin nating rectangle A at sa baba ulit ay ang rectangle B. So, kung inyong mapapansin, nag-iba yung measurement or lumiit yung A at yung B ay lumaki. So, hahanapin na natin ang area ng rectangle A at ng rectangle B. So, same thing na ginawa natin sa solution 1. Area of rectangle A is equal to 3 times 3. Now, saan nanggaling ang isang 3? Now, bakit 3 times 3? So, yung isang 3 ay given na siya dito. So, bakit naman itong isang 3? Saan nanggaling? Now, since kanina ang haba ng figure or rectangle A ay 6 ang nakalagay. But since hinati natin siya dito sa may imaginary line, hahatiin natin ang 6. So, ang 6, ang kalahati nito ay 3. Kaya ang inilagay natin dito ay 3. So, therefore, area of rectangle A is 3 times 3 is equal to 9 cm squared. Then, proceed tayo sa rectangle B. So, area of rectangle B is equal to 3 times 9. Now, this time, bakit siya 9? Now, ang hati kasi natin ay nasa figure na ito. So, kanina kasi sa solution 1, ay ang hati natin dito ay patayo. So, dito sa rectangle B, na-occupied niya yung lahat ng simula dito hanggang doon sa may dulo, which is measured 9 cm, kaya ang kinuha natin ay 9. So, therefore, ang area of rectangle B is 3 times 9 is equal to 27 cm squared. So, to get the total area, so same thing din, ipa-plus lang natin ang area ng rectangle A sa rectangle B. So, 9 cm squared plus 27 cm squared, the total area of the figure is 36 cm squared. So, pipili ka lang kayo children kung anong solution ang ang mas madali para sa inyo, kung solution 1 or solution 2. Ano man ang solution or paraan ng pipiliin ninyo or gagamitin ninyo, walang magbabago sa result. Here is another example of finding the area of irregular figures. So, pwede natin siyang mahanap ang area in two ways. So let's try to solve it using this solution number 1. So same thing na nangyari kanina, gagawa muna tayo ng imaginary line para makabuo tayo ng rectangles and squares or kahit lahat rectangles. So here it is. Gawa tayo ng imaginary line here. So meron tayong tatlong figures. So let us label the shapes rectangle A, rectangle B, at ang isa ay square C. Then, proceed tayo. So may label na siya. So let us find the area of the figures. So let's start with area of rectangle A. So, same kanina, area of A is equal to length times width. So, since rectangle siya, so kunin natin yung width na 4 at yung length niyang 8. So, walang label dito na 8 sa rectangle A, but since ang rectangle A at rectangle B ay same figure lang siya or parehas lang siya, congruent siya, kaya kukunin natin yung 8 doon sa may nakalabel sa rectangle B. So, therefore, the area of rectangle A is 4 times 8 is equal to 32 meters squared. Now, since sabi ko nga kanina, parehas lang naman ang rectangle A at ng rectangle B, so same process lang din, same measurement, kaya kopyahin nyo na lang. So, here it is, rectangle, area of rectangle B. So, area of rectangle B is 4 times 8 is equal to 32 meters squared. So, tapos na tayo sa rectangle A at rectangle B. Proceed tayo sa square or the figure C. So, kung inyong mapapansin, ang figure C ay hindi siya rectangle, but it is a square. So, iba ang gagamitin natin. Hindi siya length times width. So, side times side lang siya. So, ang nakalagay sa ilalim ay 12 meter. So, ano ang gagawin natin? Since nahati siya sa tatlo, hahatiin din natin ang 12 sa tatlo. So, ilan ang hati ng 12 or 12 divided by 3? So, equals to 4. So, therefore, ang measurement ng isang side ng square C ay 4 centimeter or 4 meters. So, since ang square are all sides are equal, so kung ang isang side ay measured 4 meters, lahat ng side niyan ay 4 meters. So, solve na natin. Area of square C is equal to 4 times 4 is equal to 16 meters squared. So, to find the total area of the irregular figure, same thing din kanina, ipa-plus lang natin ang area ng rectangle A, rectangle B, at ng square C. So, here it is. 32 meters squared plus 32 meters squared plus 16 meters squared is equal to 80 meters squared. So, the area of the irregular figure is 80 meters squared. Solution number 2. So, same thing din. Ang una nating steps ay gagawa tayo ng imaginary line or we are going to divide the figure. So, here it is. So, nakabuo tayo ng 3 figure. So, we have figure A, B, and C. Ang A at ang B ay hindi siya rectangle, but it is a square. While the figure C, it becomes a rectangle. So, let us find out the area of square A and square B. So, the area of square A is 4 times 4. Since ang 4 ay given na sa taas ng square. So, 4 times 4 is 16 meters squared. Same thing din sa square B since parehas lang sila ng measurement. So, sabi ko nga kanina, pwedeng kopyahin na lang natin ang square o ang area ng square B kasi parehas lang naman siya sa area ng square A. So here it is. Area of square B is 4 times 4, which is 16 meters squared. Then proceed tayo sa area of rectangle C. So, ang kanyang width ay 12 meter. And then, area of C is 4 times 12. But wait, saan nanggaling yung 4? So, kung makikita mo dito sa gilid, merong 8 meters. But since hinatin natin siya sa may part ng square B, ilan ang kalahati ng 8? That's right, it's 4. Kaya, 4 times 12. So, area of rectangle C is 4 times 12 is 48 meters squared. So, to get the total area of the figure, we are going to add all the area of the figures. So, total area is equal to area A plus area B plus area C, which is 16 meters squared plus 16 meters squared plus 48 meters squared. The total area of a regular figure is 80 meters squared. Very simple, right, children? Just follow this example at madali nyo na lang masasagutan o ang maghanap ng area ng irregular figures. Remember, kids, to find the area of an irregular figure that is made up of squares and rectangles, follow the steps. Divide or cut the figure into squares and rectangles, or draw an imaginary line to form squares and rectangles. Then, find the area of each square or rectangle made. After that, add the areas of the squares or rectangles made to find the area of the irregular figure, and finally, express the area in squared centimeter or centimeter squared or squared meter or meter squared. Follow lang, children, ng steps at sigurado ako na masusundan o masasagutan ninyo ang lahat ng test na may kinalaman sa finding the area of irregular figures. Ganun lang kadali. So, that ends our lesson or video for today. And I hope that you learned or you really learned in this video. Thank you, children, and bye! But, oops, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified for my latest videos. Once again, bye, children! Thank you!